Let me ask you, let's shift gears just a little bit and ask you a little different question. Being political science guys, you mentioned partisanship earlier. What challenges do you face with Senate Bill 1? What challenges do you face in the future regulating or building a system that's going to make education better, dealing with just the partisan nature of government in general, whether it's this bill now having the majority, of pushing this, or maybe 4 years from now the majority looks a little different and they may want to revamp. How do we keep consistency for educators this is my 14th year as an educator. This is the fourth major educational initiative in the state of Kentucky in that period, in that relatively short period of time.
Right.
How do we maintain consistency as an educational system and not allow partisanship to get in the way of that?
Well, I think that you have to have, and of course this is touted by a lot of them and us that are up here, that we all care about kids, we all care about our teachers and this, that, and the other. And unfortunately, I think what we witnessed yesterday on the Senate floor was a lot of partisanship and as a block vote against Republican policy as they viewed it. Although every effort had been made to sit down with them, to go over everything, provide everything as we were going through everything with them, to give input, meet with their teachers and groups as well. I think all you can do from our perspective is try and have to be the big child in the room, so to speak, instead of, taking my stuff and going home and telling you I don't like you, I don't like what you're doing. You have to be bigger than that. And I think that voters have to demand that. And I think that my record shows that I am bigger than that. And, and I think anybody in the Senate President who's bigger than that, we all make sure that we sat down with all parties, the Democratic caucus, and we spent hours with them. And then, and there were a lot of things that were in there that they liked, but they still block voted against it as a partisan move. And it's unfortunate, but I'm just being honest with you. And, at that, and I don't know if there's any way to ensure it other than the voter side of it.
So as a teacher, as
Yeah.
a citizen, as a voter in the
Yeah.
state of Kentucky, we want to demand that sides continue to come together. And so I think that's our push, is just for you to keep working and for them to continue to find things in the bill that they find value with. Because I'll be honest, it's 90 pages, 90-ish pages, 88 pages. And the revisions that were even implemented this week, I don't like all of it, but there's enough of it there that I understand the positive sentiment behind it and the efforts that are being made to let local governments and local schools have some control. And so that would be our push, is just to continue to work with them and they work with you. And because we do see a lot of value in this as educators, that we know that this can allow us to make the experience better for our kids, knowing that we're going to be the ones in the classrooms teaching and helping them grow and hopefully providing those skill sets that you mentioned earlier.
So the more that an open door can be left for those conversations, so that there aren't winners and losers, but that the students, the kids of Kentucky need to win.
Absolutely.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
No matter who gets the glory, kids of Kentucky have to win.